Hey guys, I'm back. I know I said I was going to take a week off and it turned into a month, but that's that quarantine life. I've not been my best self during this quarantine. Kind of let some things go. Kind of been slacking on some things. And, I did a lot of reading. It was just books that are not movies. I read the whole Red Queen series, which just took forever. And I didn't even really like them that much, but they're long books. So, and I mean, I honestly should have read more than just those in this time, but Netflix has been calling my name. So anyway, I'm finally here. I read Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This book has been beat. One of the last days of school before the quarantine started, one of the classrooms was cleaning out their books and they were throwing this one away. I'm like, wait, I'll take that one. That's been made into a movie. So I took it. I read it. It's also on Disney Plus. So here we go. So the beginning of the movie shows them escaping the dangers of the war, whereas the book just said, oh, they went to live with the professor to get away from the war, and that's all they said. But the beginning of the movie showed this scene, and the Edmund ran back to get the picture of the dad, and it was all very dramatic, blah blah blah. Then they got on the train, so there was more of a build up in the beginning of the movie. I would say Edmund was still a little twerp. I hate Edmund. I hate Edmund. I hated him. Listen, y'all, when this movie first came out, I don't even know how many years ago. I remember seeing it from Blockbuster or something, and I hated Edmund. I was like, why does he get to be a king too? This is stupid. He's a punk. But the book made me like him a little more, I guess. But he was still a little twerp in both. Ugh. So anyway, in the book, Lucy first entered the wardrobe while they were exploring the house. But in the movie, the first time she goes through is they're playing hide and go seek. And then the next time she enters the wardrobe, which is Edmund's first time, they're just in the middle of the night. And she's like, ooh, I'm going to go there again. And, but in the book, that's when she goes during hide and go seek. So a little bit of a discrepancy there, but whatever. And then Tumnus, in her first visit, rewind a little bit. In the book, it just said his song made her sleepy and happy and all these emotions. But in the movie, you got the fire came to life and was dancing, and then she fell asleep. It was just a strange addition. And then, so Edmund, when he's in for the first time, the White Witch's dwarf, legit tries killing him. But, that was very intense. It did not happen in the book. The White Witch just finds him and starts talking to him, but he legit almost killed him. And then the White Witch was like, wait. So that was intense. And then the witch tells Edmund to bring his family to Narnia to be his servants. In the book, she says, oh, but every king needs dukes and duchesses, and that's what your family would be. But in the movie, she goes straight to servants, and he's like, ooh, bet. They'll be my servants. Like I said, he's a little twerp. And then book Edmund was only supposed to be a year older than Lucy, but in the movie, he seemed a few years older. But again, casting. That happens. Oh, forgot to mention this. Spoilers, as always, if you are new to my channel. Anyways, continuing. So, in the movie, they're playing cricket, I think. British baseball. And they shattered a window and knocked over a suit of armor. And then they're running from the housekeeper later, Mrs. McCready. And then that's how they all ended up hiding in the wardrobe. Whereas in the book, she gives tours of the house and their historical artifacts, and they're not supposed to interrupt the tours, so that's why they hide. I guess for the movie, that would take a lot more explanation, and then it was just a lot more dramatic. Uh-oh, they broke a window, they're gonna get in trouble, hide. But y'all should know better. You can't hide from that. You're gonna get in trouble. Shibadoo. So Mr. Beaver, when he met them in the book, he says, shh, follow me, come on, shh. And leads them to this little alcove of, hidden in certain trees and stuff. But in the movie, he leads them straight to his frickin' house, which, like, they followed him a long way before they even talked to him. Oh, there's my pajama pants. Quarantine life. Okay, And then they watched Edmund go into the Queen's castle. Like, they figured out that he escaped, and they're like, ooh, let's go. And then they see him go into the castle, and they're like, oh, it's too late to get him now. Whereas in the book, they just have a hunch he's going there, and they're like, we need to get out of here. Like, he's gonna lead her right to us. The book did a better job explaining why Edmund wanted the Turkish delights so bad. Like, they were cursed, and like anyone who tasted them would want them. Whereas in the books, it's just like, why does this kid want this like dessert so bad? He's gonna throw his whole family under the bus for some Turkish delights. And so that's something that the movie could have done a little better. Like her just say that they were cursed or something. I don't know. And then the family, the Pevensies, I think that's their name, they were still there when the bulls got, what? The wolves, not the bulls, when the wolves got to the beaver house. So, what? Like, in the book, they knew right away. They're like, we need to pack and go, and they, like, get a good head start. In the movie, they're still packing, and then the wolves are surrounding the house. I was like, what is going on? Are they about to die? But then there's, like, a little escape tunnel through their house, and, like, they get away that way. So that was different, too. So Edmund was in a cell with Tumnus, where in the book, like, he was already turned to stone, and Edmund never got to talk to him. But that put in a little interesting scene where, like, Mr. Tumnus learned that he was there because Edmund ratted on him. I was like, ooh, what drama for your mama. There was this whole scene where they're, like, crossing a thawing river when, like, spring is starting. That was completely new and very dramatic. There was the fox character who was more pertinent in the movie than in the book. There was no woodland tea party in the movie, and then just the fox was turned stone after talking about Father Christmas or whatever. But the queen, so in the book, they go to rescue Edmund, and the queen uses her magic to disguise her and one of her dwarfs as like a stone and a tree stump, and they just like hide till the good guys are gone, right? I almost said bad guys. But in the movie, she just like wasn't there when they did their rescue. I don't know where she was, but they just like rescued Edmund, tied the dwarf to the tree trunk, and then she came up, she's like, where's my prisoner? And she's like, oh, only my dwarf is here. Like, where was she? I don't know. That part was just kind of a weird change. Like, she was just not there. And I was very happy the movie showed them practicing and training on the horses and with their swords and the bows and arrows. The book, it was just like they're given these things, and then now they're going to war with these things, and good luck, and they're just magically great at it. So the movie actually had them practicing and training, which was good. The first time the movie, sorry, my back is the first time the movie showed the stone table is when Aslan goes to sacrifice himself, but in the book, they also go there before that for Aslan, when Aslan first met the family. But they just met somewhere else, I guess, and then never had to leave there. And then Aslan, the lion, he never told Peter he wouldn't be at the war. So that happened in the book. He's like, Peter's like, well, you'll be there with me, right? And Aslan's like, oh, probably not. And Peter's like, what? But, and then Susan and Lucy, in the book, they closed their eyes when Aslan died because they couldn't bear to watch it. In the movie, they're just like staring wide eyes as they watch Aslan get killed. Literally, y'all, like I said, I rented this movie from Blockbuster when I was a kid. Only saw it that one time. But I distinctly remember watching Aslan die and just crying and like, Aslan! Aslan! That's like literally all I remembered from this movie. So yeah, just thought I would let you know. I had no tears this time or with the book. I feel like Aslan honestly wasn't the biggest character. That was just the animal lover in me. I like lions, you know. Anyways, So they weren't supposed to watch him die, blah, blah, blah. And then, so in the movie, Lucy wanted to try her little magical potion on him, which I honestly, like, questioned while I was reading the book. I'm like, why isn't she using her potion? Like, get him back, girl. But in the movie, she wanted to try it, and Susan was like, no, it's too late. And so I'm glad that they had her try that, because I felt like that would be a rational thing to do. And then the sisters sent word of Aslan's death to Peter through the wind somehow. And then that's when he learned he'd be fighting alone. But then, ooh, surprise, here comes Aslan anyway. And so the movie showed more of the battle. The book focused more on Susan and Lucy at this point. They were just grieving and blah, blah, blah. It was actually kind of boring at that point. I was like, come on, isn't there a war going on? Why am I listening to these two girls crying? But the movie did show more of the battle, obviously, like it's a movie. What are you going to want to watch? And it was actually really intense for like a kid's movie. I was kind of surprised. I was like, all these people died left and right. Wow. And then my last point is that in the book, Lucy wants to stay with Edmund after the battle to watch him recover from her potion. But Aslan tells her to go help the others before it's too late to help them, because there's others that are on the brink of death. He's like, go help them first. He'll be fine. You can come back and see him, blah, blah, blah. But in the movie, she gives him a little medicine and he recovers like that. And then she goes to help the others. He's like, I'm good. Like, obviously not like that. I'm not an actress. But anyway, those are all the differences that I saw between the book and the movie. Like I said, this quarantine does not have me on my A game, so I might have missed a few things. Just let me know in the comments. I personally liked the movie better than the book. I'm not a big fan of third-person books where it's like Lucy did this and Susan did this, but it did make sense in this case because there were a lot of different character points that it followed and things like that. I just prefer books that are in the first person. And then, you know, I think this movie really did a good job adapting it to fit the screen. And it kept most of the book, I think, the same. I think it did a pretty good job. And it just added some new scenes and added some more, like, drama and intensity, which I think was good. I think that the changes they made were good. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So, on Freeform, they have been showing the Hunger Games movies, like, nonstop. And so I finally, like, recorded them all. And I'm rereading the first Hunger Games right now. So no promise when that one will be up, but it will be the next video. So subscribe, stay tuned so that you're there when I do the Hunger Games. Bye, stay safe.